Clash of Clans podcast, episode 106. Okay, here we go. And it's that time again for the Clash of Clans for the fans in the stands. Oh, the intros every time. It just, anyways. Well, welcome back. I'm hanging out here. This is Scotty 827 hanging out here with somebody else, the player.
How we doing?
And Cerberus back
Hello.
again. And new to the podcast, Bama Jarhead.
What's up, guys?
Did I say it right?
Did. Good.
I'm getting there. I still have to. Some days, it's not Bama. It's, but I'm still struggling with it in my head. Some days are better than others. I don't know why.
That's what I tell myself every day.
Oh, it's so true, isn't it? Especially when it comes to Clash of Clans. Some days are better than others. We were just starting to get into it. Of course, it's one of those things about, we start talking beforehand and it's already 20 minutes later. So we thought, let's just start recording. And let's just remind everybody where we're at in the game. In case you're new to the podcast, Bama, since you're new here, why don't you fire it up?
All right. I am a TH9. My queen is at 25 and my king is at 30.
Nice. And didn't you just get your king this week?
Yeah, I just got the king like 2-3 days ago.
Sweet. And
I have 30 walls left to do before I'm completely maxed.
Are those lava at 9, right?
Yep, those are lava.
Would you, okay, because I know we talked about 10. What would happen if in the next update they gave magma walls to TH9?
I would hate my life.
The pause says it all.
No, I don't think it wouldn't bother me. I'm just doing walls just because I have nothing else to put my loot into. All I need is dark elixir. So,
all right.
All my troops are maxed and my defenses are maxed. Walls just because.
And you probably one of the sexiest TH9s ever. Because where are you sitting in trophies right now?
I am at 4674.
Oh, very nice.
Nice. 26 cups away from Titan 1.
Okay, so what's this? Okay, so first of all, how long have you been playing the game? And then let's get into how long you've been pushing.
I started playing the game, I want to say 2 years ago.
Okay.
Then I started doing the push whenever we did that last mass push with 2-year anniversary of Ale.
Okay.
So I guess a couple months.
And where were you? Where would you start that at?
Crystal 3.
Bristol
where
3.
I started.
All right. What's your secret? And where are you going?
Well, I just do HGHB until I can't do it anymore, really. That's all I use, and I'm going to go until I can't go any higher. Hopefully that winds up with a purple badge.
And for those that don't know, HGHB is?
So there's healers, giants, hogs, and bowlers. Bowlers being in your CC.
I always, for some reason, that always trips me up. Whenever somebody asks, I'm like...
Yeah, you're trying to figure out what those letters stand for again.
Yeah, every time. And I'm like, giant. I mean, I know what it is, but it's like, it's a weird order.
Yeah. It's not necessarily in the order that you would normally think of it, I guess.
So what are you looking for, Bam? Are you okay? You're TH9 hanging out in Titan with TH11s.
Yeah, so pretty much, obviously, I'll hit any Town Hall 9 that I can find. Then I'll hit Town Hall 10s that I can get to the town hall or get 50%. Almost every single town hall 10, you can find a way to get 50% on with HGHB. So it just depends on the cups. If there's enough cup offering to get cups for a 1-star on town hall 10, I'll hit it. But otherwise, I'll just hit next. And
are you going at the Inferno Towers or like?
No,
straight
I
at
don't
them,
make it a. Yeah, I usually just go straight to town hall. I try to find like an anti-3 town hall 10.
Yeah.
Where the the town hall is a little offset. I'll hit it there. But other than that, I've hit two TH11s, and one was completely by accident. I was I was at work, and my boss comes in, and I accidentally dropped a giant on the screen. So I had to set my phone down, and then I talked to my boss for like 30 seconds or so, pick my phone back up, and realized that I had a giant down, and the battle had started. So I was like, "Oh crap!" And I looked over at the cup offering, and it was either a +6 cups or -35. So I did. I was like, "Well, I might as well go for it." And lo and behold, I got the town hall and saved it and got 2 cups.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I remember that replay. That was epic.
Yeah, and then the other one I did was on purpose, but it was a 50 cup offering, and it was only a -6 for a fail.
Wow,
that's amazing.
So, I don't think I've ever seen that sort of cup offer.
No.
Yeah, so I did it, and I failed, but I got like 46%.
Well, I mean, with odds like that, I mean, you got to pretty much throw in.
Yeah, try it.
Well, is that the biggest cup? I don't know if I've heard of a bigger cup offering.
I've seen 50. I saw 48 the other day. Then today, 2 days ago, I had a Town Hall 9 worth 31 cups. And I 3'd it, so I got 31 cups. And then today, literally not even an hour ago from now, I had a Town Hall 9 worth 39 cups. He was tied 2 with me, so...
So on a typical day, how many are you seeing? Like 9s? I mean, like, is it? Are you mostly just hitting 10s?
It varies. I mean, I try to hit 9s. I try to down and search for a little bit. I'll search for 10, 15 minutes.
Just waiting in the clouds.
Well, I'll hit next or wait in the clouds. I have to pass up if I'm just gonna hit 9s and 10s, I'm gonna have to pass up some 11s because that's about all there is up here is 11s.
Yeah.
So I have to hit next a few times, and I'll search. Sometimes I search for a little while, but I usually find a 10 or a 9 that I can get some 4 or 5 cups off of and just get it and go on.
And what do you? So you're okay. So defensive wise, how does that play out being a 9?
I get wrecked every time.
So what do you?
There's no hope, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I prefer to get hit by a TH11 in Legends. The reason I prefer that is because the cup offering for him is only going to be like 5 to 10 against me. So if I get hit by a 11 in Legends, I'm golden. I'll get 3-star, but he's only going to get 5 to 10 cups. But if a 9 or a 10 finds me, that's somewhere in freaking Titan 2 or Titan 3 or even Titan 1, he's going to get like 20 cups.
Yeah, I see him. I've seen him for 30 and 40 for me as a 10.
Yeah.
I saw 10 when I was searching just a little bit ago, and I think I'm almost to Titan 1, but I'm hanging out there in Champ 3 or whatever, or no, whatever it is. It's opposite. I don't really, that gold badge is kind of crazy to me. But I saw 10 for a 9 for like 30 cups or something like that. They didn't have a lot of dark elixir, so I almost just did it out of principle. I mean, it makes me feel a little bit better that I didn't know after talking with Bama. But I passed it up. But I was surprised to even see it up that far. I don't know, in the cup offering on something like that, 30. So kind of nuts, but
yeah. Every time I see it, I'm pretty excited. Serb was on. I had just gotten on TS whenever I found it, and thought something crazy was going on because I was just like, "Holy cow!" And I was like, "I gotta put this down for a minute. I'm gonna be quiet because I gotta hit this base."
Dude, I'll be quiet for the next few minutes. Have to concentrate here. Too many cups.
Are you winning most of your attacks? I mean, or is it or every attack?
I've only failed one attack the whole way up here. That was that TH11 that I tried. That was worth 50 cups.
Yeah, you better sacrifice some gems now that you said that out loud.
Yeah.
Sorry, I shouldn't have. The Supercell gods.
That's all right.
That's awesome. I think you can. I think you can make legend.
I'll give it a try. That's for sure. The only reason I did it was because we did that push, and I told myself once I got max heroes that for Town Hall 9 I'd give it one good push and see how far I could go. It just so happened that push fell around almost time that my heroes were maxed. I think I was at 25. So I was like, whatever, I'll just do it now instead of going down and coming back up. So I just continued on after everybody stopped.
And are you getting enough DE to get your heroes going?
Oh yeah, it's crazy loot up here.
Oh, that's awesome.
The gen bonus alone is almost $3,000. Plus, I mean, I'll find 2,000-3,000 on a base. If I 3 it, I'm going to get 6K DE one raid.
Itachi / mailman, the mailman Itachi. He was talking about how just because now he's playing the Town Hall 11 account, and he's like it's so hard to get, or it's so different getting DE now. So that's why I was wondering. I mean, I'm sure you'd break even, but I know that the penalty.
Yeah, because once you hit 11, because even at 10 you can still hit 9s without too much of a penalty, but once you hit 11, farming 9s for their DE is not really a viable option, or at least not a good one.
Yeah.
And so it kind of just forces you into that I'm going to be hitting 10s and 11s sort of type mindset.
Yeah, I wish I could hit 11s consistently and get their DE, because I all the time I see 7-8K offers, but there's just no way,
Yeah, what could you hit them with?
Yeah, nothing.
I was like, that's why I'm high in cups, just because I'm like, all right, there's all these maxed accounts that have nothing to spend their DE or other such things on. I might as well just go ahead and borrow their loot. So,
well, what are you farming with? Are you pushing, or are you farming, or just farm pushing?
I'm just, I don't know, attacking with miners, farming, just attacking here and there. So since the last podcast, I'm now 40-40-20. So my king got maxed.
Congratulations!
Dirt nap. Yep. So I'm very excited. He woke up and had a 6-star war. So that made me very happy camper. So,
which almost never happens.
It's like normally whenever they wake up from a nap, they're dumb. And that's extremely dumb, but he's actually been behaving himself a little bit. So,
yeah, it's like, what did I do all that work for? The first attack back. Yeah, congratulations. I also had a hero upgrade. My queen is now 32, so she's getting there.
Very nice.
I did want to ask you about your minor comp. So you're TH11.
Yep.
Now, I just got minors. And Serb, you're running them at TH10 too, right?
Yeah, I just started. I mean, I'm not wiping out the base, but I'm getting consistent, 80% of TH10s with them. Yeah, I mean, I'm just now starting to experiment with them. So, I mean, I'm at least getting the DE, and I'm not spending the DE to get it. So
that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for me, I just realized I have one barrack that is minor capable, And my next one is done in like 12 hours. And then I look to the other ones. I'm like, okay, I can do one at a time. It'll be another 2 weeks or whatever it is, month. They're at level 10.
Wow.
So I mean, I've had a barrack down now for, well,
All
I don't,
summer.
yeah.
Those barracks are the worst.
Well,
They're such a pain to live without. I bit the bullet and eventually went with having 2 down, and was working on army compositions that worked with the number of barracks I had. But
yeah, I
That's
went
what I
baby
did.
drag, minor, and then I held off, and then the minors were going to max, and then I went to the other one and did baby drag, minor, and now I'll have to do it all again.
yeah, I bit the bullet too. I did 2 at a time, and then there was a period for about a day and a half. I only had 1 barrack.
Ooh.
It was terrible, but I'm glad they're all done. So
If I'm running going to do a minor attack, and I want to know about the comps you guys are using, because that's where, I mean, I've not touched them. I could just do 2, if I'm just doing minors, I could have 2 barracks of 1 minor, 1 healer, or whatever I need. I guess it would be a good time to do that.
you could put the miners in the barracks that are there, and all the rest of your troops in the other 2. You could still do it.
Yeah.
They do seem to take a little longer than the other armies, though.
Well, what is your comp?
I mean,
Sure.
I'm using 27 miners,
I'm gonna write this down.
and I'm putting a tank in my CC.
Okay.
So to sort of force the miners to the core of the base. So doing longer queen walk.
Okay, so you're doing 4 healer queen walk?
Yeah, 4 healer queen walk. I just bring 4 whiz, a few wall breakers in case I need to, if I can bust the queen in somewhere and take some things out where either they're away from the inferno or there's really light buildings in front of it where I might be able to take it out with the queen. And then I put my king with my tanks and a couple of wizards on, wherever else I want to start the funnel from cut off the funnel on the other side. And then I'm sending all the miners in between there and healing them. And I have 1 rage for in the core.
So are you bringing all heals and then 1 rage?
No, I'm bringing 3 rage and 2 heal. I'm bringing 2 rage. One to 2 rage for the queen, basically. So longer queen walk. And I'm not running out of time with the attack. I'm just running out of troops, because I'm not used to them yet.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to, use the queen for longer, and then bringing a rage to deal with whatever's in the clan castle, and then another rage to keep her going, and then her ability, and then I'm trying to save 1 rage for the miners whenever they get to the core.
How about you, Essie? I mean, what's your comp and what have you found?
Right now I'm running 4 healers for either a queen walk or a queen charger breaker in and charger into the base. Around 7 wall breakers, and then
7? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because it's traditionally 3 will get me through whatever wall I need to get through.
Never trust a wall breaker.
Right.
Yeah, and so if I want to break the king in somewhere separately, or if I'm trying to get through 2 layers, or just to make sure she gets in, the 7 just gives a lot more flexibility in case bad things happen.
As they so often do.
Yeah, and then if I've given away my bowlers, I'll have 34 miners. And then just anything ground in the CC.
34 miners?
Yep. So 7 wall breakers, 4
okay.
healers, and 34 miners. Sometimes I'll only have 28 miners because I'll have 5 bowlers cooked up to be able to donate whenever people ask. But,
wow.
And then I just have 2 heals, 3 rage, and double poison. So it's more so about just getting the queen in, have her take out some things. It's been helping me practice that letting the queen start and then dropping in the warden behind her to try to get that I don't know, cougar
So you
walk or whatever.
You put the warden on the queen?
If she's going to be going in and trying to take out Inferno, or if there's going to be some other dicey things or a lot of point defenses in that area, I'll put the warden down with the queen, or just after the queen, just for that little extra DPS as well as a little like health boost to the queen, so to help her survive a little bit better. Because he does give her an extra 275 hit points, which is an extra half a second or second of damage, depending upon what's shooting her.
Okay.
And so I'd normally try to charge her in to kind of like narrow down the base. And then I'll either send the miners in along parallel with the king running down the side to trim up like outside trash to try to keep everything on the inside of the base, and then just heal. And if there's a lot of like storages or high hit point buildings around wizard towers or infernos, if I have an extra rage, I'll just rage the miners through that so they don't get hung up.
Well, well, what's really a bastard on those miners are those skelly traps.
Yeah, those skelly traps can keep them above ground for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, right underneath an inferno, it's like, I mean, it sucks if you run into bowlers, because then the bowlers are going to be targeting them, where they see them, and then it's, near the town hall, then they're going to be aiming it. And I noticed on the bowler attack, there was a bowler attack I was doing with Brittany. I noticed that on the pathing of it, like the bowler didn't just aim for the nearest building, it aimed for the nearest lineup.
Right. Sometimes.
So he kind of walked in two tiles or three tiles farther to get the lineup. That was just the observation I didn't want to forget. But
yeah, like sometimes they behave really well. Other times it's like with the Queen AI. It's like, I really don't understand why she doesn't always just like take a step to the left versus I'm going to shoot this wall. Now I'm going to shoot this other wall. And then I'm going to turn around and shoot the wall behind me just because I got a new pair of shoes or something. I don't know.
Well, I look at that when the attack's over, if I'm watching a replay, I look at the buildings that are down, and with the rubble, you can kind of just see the path of where the bowlers, like their true path. So if somebody goes in and doesn't and fails on the base, let's say, I'll look at it and just look at the destruction and kind of figure out, okay, well, I think the pathing would go this way if I came from this side. So I'm not looking at the buildings as a whole. I'm kind of looking at what was down, and that's helped me a little bit.
Yeah, and with the miners, the problem that I feel like I have with them is that, like, I don't even know how well the attack is going.
Yeah,
I don't know how many are left. You can't. I mean, I see the trails, but I don't know how many there are. It's difficult, to see that. You just have to hope there's enough.
Yeah, how are you deploying them? Are you guys is it like in a line? Is it all together?
I'm putting them in a line, like, in between the where I'm cutting the funnel, and just dropping them out in the line and having them focus in toward the core.
Yeah, for me, it kind of depends on like the base that I'm attacking. If they have some nice buildings on the outside, sometimes I'll just do like a 2-finger drop to kind of keep everything grouped so it all moves together in a line. Other times I'll just do like a single finger wave back and forth to try to get them grouped but a little bit spaced.
That's what I've tried to do with them. And I've brought sometimes one freeze, because like you said, if the skelly traps come out in the middle, you can usually the first inferno's down, and then you can freeze the back one and drop the heal, and hopefully they'll go back underground.
Well, have you ever tried? Okay, this might sound to be a stupid question, but I'm good at that. Have you ever tried a haste on the mine? I keep wanting to call them gophers. I mean, really, that's what I want to call them. I think that should have been the name of the troop.
Yeah,
that's what they should have been doing, is gophers.
The underminer, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Oh wait, never mind. That's like copyright protected or something like that. Trademarked.
But yeah, it's just the weirdest. I mean, I get it. I mean, it makes sense. It makes more sense than like the bowler, but I just want to call them gophers. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like I don't. It's the miners by themselves are fairly speedy, and normally when I'm thinking of like the haste spell, I'm thinking like looms or something that's traveling a distance, and I want it to get to its destination faster. And a lot of these bases, if they're compact or have buildings nearby each other, there's not a lot of travel time for the miners, so they're not really moving that much faster or that far faster.
Yeah.
And so
That's probably not worth it.
it's like I think having like a poison either help with the Skelly's traps or to be able to slow down the heroes as the miners are working through them or just deal with the CC.
Well, and we had a really hard time with those Skelly traps on, I think it was like 2 wars ago on the 9 bases where you just see them wreck those hogs. I mean, it was like the Skelly from where I was sitting. Like it looked like the attacks that would have normally gotten that extra defense or 2, at least it was like the Skellies were on them early. Did you guys notice that, or was that? I can't remember who we were facing that war.
I'm not sure, but they do wreck some hog attacks. That's for sure.
Yeah, those skeleton traps, if they go unchecked,
they do some damage.
Especially where the hogs and everything else just ignore them for so long, they just whittle them down until there's just nothing left.
Do you guys have any tips for? So HGHB is the attack of the month. I mean, or a couple months. I love it. I mean, the principles pretty much apply to every attack. You know, if you look at what that does, it's not a lot different than the Velk attack. I mean, you know, the principle of it, you can kind of work those things in. So if you are a TH8, you know, or 7, 8, 9, you know, of course, 9's, you have the, you know, higher troops, but you can, if you look at even just the principles of it. I mean, Brittany, I've been kind of working it. I've been trying. She got level 6 queen this week because of the 1 gem boost. It was awesome. But I thought, because we've had discussions about 9s hitting 10s, and we should get into that in a second. But if I follow the same principles that I follow with my TH11 attacks, you know, like the hogs, or if I break giants and healers, or I use P.E.K.K.A.s, I can usually do pretty well, like especially farming. But you know, I can get a higher percentage of the base that you'd expect for a level 10 king and a level 6 queen, which is, oh my god, that thing is so puny. Oh my god,
it dies so fast.
It dies so fast, and it just takes forever to do anything.
And even when you hit the ability, it, like sometimes it doesn't kill the defense all the way.
No, it's amazing because you look at every time you upgrade your queen, you look at it and you're like, yeah, you're not really getting that much. You know, you're looking at ability level, but
yeah,
it does add up.
Yeah,
it's rough.
Speaking of heroes, so we talked about mine last time, and I was getting 1 level a week, but my king has upgraded twice since the last podcast. So
well,
I'm on the mark.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Well, the boost did some work. That 1 gem boost was
so we had helpful. Just kind of a break in the. This is the time of the year. It's August. Yeah. Clash came out, so it was the 4th year anniversary.
I think so.
Yeah, it was 4. Yeah, I've been playing this game for a really long time, apparently. But so we had a 1 gem boost, which was awesome because they had a 7-day 1 gem. So it was once it's boosted 7 days. They have in the past done the 1 day thing for 7 days. So this was excellent for me, and it sure adds up fast.
Yeah, it does.
You really notice it.
It's not only that it adds up fast for you, but there's so much more loot out in the wild. I mean, I had a lot of 7K raids, you know, over and
Beautiful.
over again. Yeah.
And where are you sitting in cups? You're in champ, aren't
40.
you?
I'm in Titan. I don't even know how many cups I have right now. 4,200 and something. 42 something.
Oh, shit.
42, 44.
42, 44. Yeah.
I'm so observant, you can tell.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And are you pushing up too?
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, I'm not making it a thing because if I do, I'll get aggravated, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm looking for DE and for a win.
Yeah, you're just not losing.
Right. Try not to lose.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't help it. If I see a Town Hall 11 that has 8K, I might go for it.
Oh, yeah.
And then I lose 35 trophies if I don't get it. So if I'm just focused on that DE instead of the win, you know.
Are you going to keep pushing up?
I
mean,
might.
if you're just going to kind of see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm just going to like I said, experimenting with. It's helpful because I can experiment with war troops and not really lose money, you know, lose loot because of the bonus, you know, and the bases are tougher, more like you'd see in war. You drop too much, I just don't know it's all that helpful, you know. But like for war anyway.
Yeah.
And there's so much DE up here. Like SE was saying, you know, so many people. If you're done with DE, their coffers are overflowing. So somebody might as well get it.
The day that I run, I don't think I'll ever. And I mean this like, and I don't think I can't see the day that I won't need DE.
No light at the end of the tunnel yet.
No, because every time I finish my research, they come out with something new.
Yeah. And then it puts your heroes on hold too if you're wanting to get that troop.
Yeah, because I mean, it honestly makes for a lot of things, it makes more sense for me, in my mind. I know people probably disagree with me, to go for the troop versus the hero, because it just seems to me like the troops have become the most powerful force. I mean, a Queen Walk, I'm going to get a little. If I'm using the Queen Walk, I'm going to get a little bit more for sure out of it, right? But because of herding attacks, I'm not calling them spam anymore, because I said today in the chat,
yeah,
we're cowboys, not food producers. We're herding. With those herding attacks, like, it really relies on those strongest troops. So once you get that, you know, obviously it's probably not a winning strategy because my queen's still at 32 and I've been playing this game for almost 4 years.
Well, it's just like the return on your investment. Like when I upgraded my dragons to max, it was, when I was looking at it individually, it wasn't that much of a boost, but then I started going, okay, if my army comp is 10 dragons per se, that's like 2,000 extra hit points I'm bringing into battle.
Yeah.
And when you're doing some of these herding attacks or other such things, or even when you're only bringing 10 troops or of a certain type, when those get upgraded, those hit points or that DPS starts adding up really fast. And so even though we want to continually work on the heroes, sometimes it's better to like sharpen those other tools and
especially
get the cows all riled up before you go running them through a base.
How many attacks have you seen where it was like one more hit on the Town Hall? You know, and you would have had what you needed, like just one. So that extra little HP on all your troops, you know,
makes it
could have been the difference.
Well, and I think for me too, I'm working against the disadvantage, you know, so because my heroes were, you know, 31, it's 32, 31, because there's such a huge gap, you know, to 40-40, I get a more immediate benefit out of the troop,
right,
than I would by one hero level.
Yeah, you're taking a different tactic to the base. So instead of relying on like the heroes as heavily as like with max heroes that can normally eat through certain things, you're coming at it more with like either a scalpel or using them for not as much of the heavy lifting, but to accomplish either specific goals or to reinforce the other troops that are involved.
Well, you
Yeah.
see the difference with the heroes, I think, is like the attacks where, you get like 95%. And you're like, okay, if the heroes were just one more ability level, sometimes that's the only thing left alive, I've noticed. People with max heroes, sometimes everything's dead. Even on, some minor attacks, there might not be many left, but maybe the heroes are still pecking along or the queen's still alive, to finish it off. That's sort of maybe the only real issue with that right now.
Well, here's a good example of that. My queen went down, and I said, I'm going to try not waking her up. I don't need her for anything, apparently, because I had no problem going out and farming without her. I mean, because I was using the bowler attacks with the 2 P.E.K.K.A.s and healers on the P.E.K.K.A.s. I was doing an HGHP
or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Echo Walk is interesting. Yeah.
It's work. I mean, I'm seeing so many good results with it. I mean,
it's a good way to use a troop that, otherwise, we really haven't been using very much.
And it really paths really well. I mean, if you put it in, so what I do, I'll remind everybody, I put a P.E.K.K.A. and a P.E.K.K.A. on each, wherever I want to create my funnel, with 2 healers on them. And then I use 6 wizards and I use those to clear an extra part of the funnel. Like I try to push it out farther because I know my bowlers are gonna so I'll kind of wrap the edges. Like if I can wrap the edges once I get a P.E.K.K.A. in there, like so if it's a square box space, let's say, I'll put the P.E.K.K.A.s on the edge with the healers and then wizards on the outside and create a funnel. But the P.E.K.K.A.s like do a really good job at going towards the center. And keeping that funnel going, and then I'll send in the bowlers behind that.
Did you ever think that that's something that you'd be saying, though?
No, never.
I mean, because you hated them, right?
Well, I didn't hate them like other people hate them.
In general.
But it
the
took you a
community
little while
doesn't care for P.E.K.K.A.s.
Yeah. But just to upgrade them, I remember you didn't.
It took me forever, and then I didn't do anything with them.
Right.
Because by the time I got done, I think like Go Wipe was pretty much finishing up.
Right.
So instead of a Go Wipe, you're doing a Bow Wipe.
Ooh.
Bow Wipe. Huh?
Very nice. I like that. Yeah, it's working. Like I've been doing, except for this war. Holy shit balls! My attack this war was horrible. I went in, and I haven't explained this to everybody. I mean, to you guys, but I went in and everything was going, but I had boulders in my CC, and so I dropped my CC, and I thought I dropped all my boulders. Like I swear to God, my finger was down, and then I went to the next part of the attack, and I just saw the boulders there. and I was like looking for something else, and all of a sudden I'm like, what destroyed all my bowlers? And I looked down, half the attack's over, and all of my bowlers are still sitting there. I mean, it was like, it was the worst. And that's why I threw them in.
I had that feeling, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought, I don't know, I was playing with the zoom on my iPad, so I was trying to, like, I thought, maybe if I zoomed in, I can get a much better sense of path. No, it did not. It did not go good. And then D-Maze, who came by and warred with us, great attacker, he said he was going to leave after that, and I'm like, I hope you're not leaving because of my attack.
You drove him away.
Yeah, I was afraid. It was like it was saddest. I can't believe anybody who was watching it and like.
Well,
oh,
he said he came to learn some nice Town Hall 11 attacks, and then after that he said, "I'm leaving." I mean, We're gonna move on to another place. No.
Nothing for me to see here.
Yeah.
Move
nothing to see
along.
here.
You just come back and you're like, that's exactly how not to do it.
Yeah, it was teaching him a lesson. Yeah.
No, I've had that problem before though with my miners as well. It's like I thought I was deploying, but evidently my fingers were on the red area, so I wasn't actually deploying what I thought I was, and so I moved on to the next part of my plan and going, okay, my troops aren't where I thought they were. Time for the next plan. Here we go.
Yeah, and it's like muscle memory. You know, you're kind of in there, and I'm like, I don't know why I didn't see it staring at me in the face. I mean, because that bowler sure is not pretty. You know, on your troop thing.
Everybody's done it,
smiling
though.
at you. What are you talking about?
That's the thing. Everybody's done it, though. I mean,
Yeah.
of thinking that they place something out or trying to select something that it's like it just won't select, or
Yeah.
you know.
Well, it was a
Yeah,
perfect
'cause-
war to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I still went to bed angry, or at least frustrated last night. It's like I screwed up my own attack it just did not turn out well, and so I was I did not have a good night's sleep, but I made it up for it this morning, and then had a nice little TH11 3-star, and
nice.
was like,
Yeah.
all right, my drive to work is going to be a whole lot nicer this morning.
Yeah, I had a pretty bad attack too. Bama, did you mess up an attack as well? Sounds like everybody.
Well, yes. two wars ago, I decided the grass was dying, so I figured I would heal it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
All your heal spells, right?
It
Not
is the
just
summer.
one,
It is
not
dry.
one, all of it.
Yeah, they needed a little healing. Instead of my hogs, it was a heal spell down.
Well, they do stack, so.
Yeah. That's some tall grass.
Yeah.
So you tried some air, dude. How'd it go? Because I didn't see it.
Well, it didn't get a 3-star, so I don't know. It was a fun attack. It's that I don't know what they call it. I just seen a couple people do it. It's golems and 3 lava hounds, and then 12 balloons.
Like a Golaloon, I guess.
Yeah, like 6 or 8 wizzies.
Oh wait, say it again. What was it was?
So it's 2 golems.
Okay.
3 hounds, and you have 1 in the CC, so 3 total. 12. It's either 12 or 14 loons, and then 6 or 8 wizards, and like a jump, a rage, like 5 hastes, poison.
I always get mixed up too on what that is, whether it's like stoned or whatever kind of.
I don't know. It's like a shattered Golaloon.
Yeah, shattered.
Yeah, shattered.
It's a powerful attack. I've seen a couple people use it, and it wrecks. If you can get 2 defenses down, you're pretty much golden if you get pathing right.
Yeah, because you're sending your kill squad to get like those 2 air Ds, and preferably the queen as well. And
yeah, you just try to like jump to the queen, and as you're jumping, get your troops in range of 2 air Ds. And
yeah, there's a lot of things right with the attack. There's just some learning or some other things which might have gone a little bit better, but yeah, I think a lot of our strategy and tactics that we've been trying to implement over the last few wars at least even made it possible to have people start trying a few different things.
Yeah, and we need air, because with everybody trying to defend against HGHB, they're leaving those air defenses, outer edge, vulnerable.
Well, what a great segue,
guys! That there. Oh, here we go.
Actually, the war strategy. I think this was I want to be able to cover this fully, because I think we had a really big week in L in working on our war strategy, and more about how do I put it? How we communicate and how we organize. We've always had problems clearing 9s, and I think this is something that happens in most clans. Like the 9s can be a problem where we're kind of looking. It's like at that one point in war, we're all kind of looking around, going, okay, what do we need at this point? What do we do? And so, and for me, where part of where, because this conversation, like we talked in TS and in the group me chat. I mean, it was kind of like an ongoing thing for over a week, and one of the things that kind of got me really thinking about looking at the war strategy, or how can we make this strategy work in a way that's not Nazi Germany, I guess, and goes more towards the normal human player, because we've always been like, hey, nines have to get their attacks in, within the first 18 hours or whatever it is, whatever we're playing with and trying to figure it out, and we're kind of stuck. And so I was driving on a long drive back from Iowa, and I was thinking, okay, and when I was there, we had done the 50-50, and I just remember what really sticks in my head is King Drillbit dropped lower in that war, took out some bases, and there was a little bit thing in the chat like, well, was that a wasted attack? And and I don't think it was, and I didn't think it was at that point. And I thought, good, let's get that off the map, and then once that's done, then we can figure it out. We get more certainty. And so I started to think after that, and I don't know if I talked about it last time, about leveraging time and how you can leverage time. But we know, like with our clan, everybody, we have real lives, we have jobs, kids, family, things, everything's going on. Real life. How do you build a clan? Because, teams are, first of all, they're always changing, and you're trying to build the best team. How do you make it work? And how do you make it work? We've tried so many different things with nines and trying to figure out how to get it done, and talked about it a ton. And so in my head, it was this kind of the light bulb kind of flickering, I guess, because obviously it was all up in the air. It was just like, how could we leverage time? Could we figure out when people are going? Because it seemed to me as if at that point, certainty on when people were going was better than whether or not they got a 3-star almost.
Right.
Because we knew, because we could anticipate. Like if I knew that this 9 is not going to come in the first, can't get the second.
The attack,
Yeah, you can maximize. Yeah. And so that was just kind of where it, for me, like it got me thinking. And I know, like we were talking on TeamSpeak and a lot of discussions. It's hard to even kind of quantify it, but we kind of came up with the idea of separating nines into squads, and mostly to figure out, okay, when can people go? All right, if you've got a clan of 30 people, let's just say for a 30-person war, that's a lot of people to manage. And to keep an overall, I guess it's a lot of war to coordinate. And to keep an overall vision of like, okay, these people are going here, now we know what's going on. So, and I don't know if it was Bama, was it you? I don't know if you guys came up with the squad idea. It was such a process.
Because we talked about squads a little bit, I think, a month or so back. And started a little bit, but then kind of it went away, and so this was a whole new kind of, I'd almost say, reimagining of it.
Yeah, the squad before was kind of where I was talking about dividing things into squads. It was kind of like that before. But it was on a different scale as of, the nines were broke up into like 3 or 4 groups, squad A, B, C. It was by their number order in the map. Well, we eventually came up with just doing 2 groups of evens and odds.
Yeah.
Didn't matter where you were on the map, it was just evens, odds.
Well, that's where it ends up. It ends up with the squads divided that way. We initially did them by...
It was it was like we split them in 2. The first half was squad A and the second half was squad B.
Which doesn't work.
No, because Squad A thinks that they have to wait for Squad B to go, and then Squad B can't attack all at once because they have other life things going on in their life.
Yeah.
Then Squad, A is just sitting there with their thumbs up their butts, wondering, what's going on, and they're getting kind of aggravated. So
Well,
that didn't really work out well.
And we even named it. Well, I named it Squad A, the bottom 10 of the map.
Yeah.
Because I think this idea of hierarchy in the war, I think it's one of the war map by itself can be like the most detrimental thing. And I think we're getting to that over the course of the week. It's like, if we say the bottom 10, it seems like they're less than the top 10.
But star's a star.
Yeah. And
it's been fantastic. It's okay. It's been great for vetting and learning this process. We are now, I guess we just matched our third potluck clan over the course of 4 wars. And so we've had 3 really good clans and like one uphill battle of a slight mismatch that we've been able to start baking this entire process and honing it down and learning through. And that's helped out quite a bit, because when you're facing like some of these potluck clans or doing an arranged war, a 9 is a 9 is a 9, whether or not it's 15 on the map or 30 on the map. For the most part, they're really close.
And also the 10s and 11s being in the squad, I think
that
was helpful
nice.
too. Yeah, Suicide Squad. Right?
Yep, great name.
Yeah,
it was.
So that way we can coordinate how we're gonna, if people are gonna dip, who's going to do it. You're not all clogging up one chat with all this stuff. I think that's the biggest thing with the whole squad idea. Anyway, I mean, you're not. Everything's not so mixed up. You have people sort of reporting in those chats, and when people are going to go, who's going to hit what, and dividing the map up, and you don't have to work from the bottom up that way. That you work on the section that needs to be worked on.
Yeah, you look at the map as the war, and it's like, okay, and you look at like so I think a big misconception, it's like when people come in, I think it's always just the way clans do it, is like your mirror is your equal, or that's where your target. And no, I mean, it shouldn't be that way. It should be all about the war and what, the war calls for. And that's what we want. I think, and I always think people think that we want them to hit their mirror, but really it's about, okay, where are we at? Who's going to go, and then what are we going to need? Down the road.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, go, sir.
Right. No, I was. It's not about what you should be able to do. It's what you need to do. So, I would hit SE's any Serenity if it meant that's what we needed to do. The Town Hall 7. That's fine with me. If that's what the war calls for. Right. It's not about what your capabilities are.
I hit some 9s in the last couple wars. I mean, because I think Bama had that. See, there we go. But I'm correcting myself. Bama had that good idea, or you guys were talking about it too. It's like we're at that point in the war. We had already lost to this modding clan. But it was like, well, let's get the map cleaned up. Like if it was the end of a regular war, how do we want to do it? And
let's still do our job. It doesn't matter if they're modding. It's like, let's still do what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a losing battle. We know we were going to lose, but there's just the point that we, that's our job. We clean up the map. That's what we're supposed to do. We had a lot of new guys in the clan too, so you didn't want to. Yeah, show them the way we did it instead of.
We closed the gap up pretty good. So.
Oh yeah, and we only lost by a couple by doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it really kind of showed us where we would have won that war.
Yeah.
Well, kind of opened our eyes as far as the weak spots in that war that we.
And I think that's when the squad idea and I honestly, I clearly remember the moment when, because I was like, well, my natural inclination at that point, we've lost. Okay, I might as well practice. But when you were talking about that, I was like, that makes sense. And as we closed the gap, and then we got the war map looked pretty nice when we were done. Like decent. That was I was for what we were doing. I mean, I think it turned out, and especially where we started or how we were going. I dipped down, which I don't care. I mean, it's fine. I mean, great. I got to bully on TH9. It's all right with me. But I think that for me, like in that moment, and like when we were talking about it, and everything that was happening, that was like the wheels turning. Where do we know, in how we're doing it. And I don't know, it seems like from then on, that's when we really started getting the strategy, starting to work the strategy. And the first war we did it, we sent out, we had talked about it and kind of worked through it. And I think the problem is always, how do you make your ideas in a clan like ours, when you have, you got people with real lives and you've got got 30 people in a war, how do you coordinate? And it's like, how do you get this? How do you break down a complex idea into a simple marching order, right? Like, how do you communicate a strategy in the simplest way, so it's not like you don't have to read through 100 chat things to see what you should be doing, and we kind of have a handle on it, and it's manageable for co-leaders and people in the war, so it's not a burnout, which can be a lot.
Yeah. Well, you didn't have like a bunch of people coming on saying, where do I need to hit? What's the best approach? Because squads were taking care of that.
Yeah. So in the end, this is what I'll kind of break down the overall strategy that we kind of have been working. And please interrupt and fill in. Bottom line is, we've been holding the top 5. We started with 5. I don't know if do we hold 5 last war?
Was it 4 this one?
We had 4 or 5 last war.
And we broke it down a little bit different this last war. So for the first war, we held the top 5 nines. We said, nobody can hit these until the bottom is, the rest of the nines are cleared. And it wasn't a top down in terms of like start at the bottom and go up. It's just like any of the nines, you need, if you can go early and you can get in, just hit these bases. It did not get communicated that well that way, because it was, the rubber met the road.
Yeah.
And so there were some issues, and I think like the top nines and then the lower 10s on the map, we're kind of waiting. Like the hold was meant to have any of the nines who could get in as soon as possible, just take that other stuff off the map. And then if that part of the map gets boxed out, then we know we really did a good job. I honestly thought if we get boxed out, that could be that at least is a decent problem to have at this point, right. Because we're just trying to get those attacks in. But it didn't go quite that way. And we learned from it, moved on. Then we got a war that didn't quite fit the pattern, but we still made it fit the pattern. We
and it worked.
It worked. Took a few of the bases off the table. Divided the squads, this time even and odd numbers, which stopped the A and B problem, I think. And then we started the suicide squad for the 10 and 11s, which I got to be honest, I did not realize how much of a benefit that was going to be. Because I know the 10s and 11s, it just seemed to me like we always come in towards, the end, and we're like, okay, we can kind of see where we're needed. But to be able to like coordinate that like outside of the clan chat more, and not in the main chat was, I don't know, it's just like, for me, it was great, because then we could coordinate some of the 10s going up to the 11s, and we just kind of knew what everybody was thinking.
Yeah, it was a lot easier to like coordinate that. Okay, bases like 2, 6, 3 are all set up for a TH10 to hit. So these ones are more likely to be hit by a 10, and then the 10s could either like volunteer or say, "Yep, I wanted those ones," or it just helped coordinate some of those efforts, or when there was a base that needed to get.
And if you put that in a general GM chat or clan chat, not everybody's going to get the message. But with that core group, you know, it was right there.
Yeah. Well, and it's the squad leaders. So Bama, Serb, and I. Well, I mean, I guess the 10 and 11s we just kind of did
coordinated with each other.
And I think that works just fine for us, because we just have the different specialties, and just knowing, just kind of that chat back and forth. But the 9s, they were divided into 2 squads. They each had their own chat. And Bama and Murr were in the TH10 chat, or the Suicide Squad chat. So they knew what we were thinking, and they could tell what their squads were doing for us.
And saying, no, don't plan on that, because somebody's gonna dip down and take that one, or whatever. Or they could coordinate, hey, one we're struggling with, please take it out.
Yeah.
Move on to another base.
A couple times you guys, they said, number 23 has been hit 3 times. Should we? And it was very, very smooth.
Yeah.
So that was like the big strategy. Other thoughts? I mean, kind of things that I missed.
The Town Hall 9s going up.
Oh yeah. Why don't you kind of explain what we were thinking, what we talked about?
All right, so it's kind of like the holds. Like, we put the top 4 9s on hold, 5 9s. It just depends on how many 9s there are, and then just focus our 9s on the lower group of 9s, and it's basically like a first come first serve type deal down there. You kind of want your higher 9s typically, because they probably have a better chance with the higher heroes to 3 the lower 9s, but it's really a first come first serve. So once they start getting cleared, and say if people were getting boxed out, those 9s as kind of like I don't know, if it's like a burner account type deal like the modders use, and use them on 10s for the Town Hall 10s that 11s are going to want to 3. Kind of use them as a scout attack.
Go in, pull the CC, try to get a scout. I mean, really, it's a scout, but
yeah. Instead of wasting a Town Hall 10 on it, you just waste a Town Hall 9 that might be boxed out or just lower and may not be as confident at hitting one of those 9s.
Yeah, it's like if there's tough bases left and they're not confident with being out with their plan for 3, there's more value in them going out and doing a scout, even for a 10 hitting 11 or any of the bases, because fresh hit 3-starring a 10 or 11 is difficult enough. And so having any sort of scout provides immense value, just knowing what's in the CC, where certain traps are, and other such things.
And with the Town Hall 10s, if they're set up as anti-3, it may not even necessarily be a waste or a scout, but if you get into a bind at the end and running out of attacks, and they've got 2 on that one, you can redirect and send people to a different base.
Yeah, 50% 2-star on a TH10 is a lot of times at the end of if it comes down to a star or 2 stars, you can worry about percentage late in the war. But if you can because a Wicked came in, he was out of town and came in, and he was the last one, number 30, I think, on the map. And he went in to number 7 and got a 2-star.
It was like 60 some odd percent too. It was not just barely. I think he got it quite a bit. Maybe almost 64%, something like that.
Yeah, he put his shoulder into him and just knocked him flat. It was a nice little hit. So
It was.
That was kind of like a perfect example of what, he was pretty much boxed out. Because he didn't get his attack in early enough. He had one left, so he was like, you know what, let's do this. And he went up and he actually crushed it. So
he manned up and did it too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, in the same sense, there's no point in wasting, more attacks on bases that have been hit 2 or 3 times. Why not just take the Town Hall 9 attack and use it somewhere that's useful rather than just failing another attack on a base that we've already seen three or 4 times. Use a 9 on a 10 and then just have a 10 nuke that 9.
Yeah, because every attack matters. Every attack can provide value. And it's like there's no sense in throwing what can be great attacks and providing great recon against a base that is providing problems.
And I think every time fair play challenge, the friendly challenge. I think
fair play.
Fair play.
Yeah, true.
FC. I probably put FPC in there. But I when we were cleaning the map that time, I thought, practice you don't need to practice during war necessarily anymore. I mean, it's always great, to have the real war scenario, but with the friendly challenges, it's like we can get the same quality practice. So you're benefiting the clan more, by playing the map, not getting the experience necessarily in that particular war. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, it's great to be in, to hit wherever in the war and really get that practice, but we can do that in friendly challenges. So we can afford to play the map as the map instead of relying on, well, I don't have enough practice on this, so it's going to be bad in future wars type thing. And it's just kind of, pre-friendly challenge. That was the only time. That was when if you lost and you had time to go in and
or you had to trophy push to get up there to see those bases.
Trophy push.
Yeah, and kind of now we can.
Not everybody has time for that.
Yeah,
and it's one of those like mind shifts of going similar to just like attacking, like you said, playing the map versus trying to get practice or always striving after like the 3-star, because sometimes the scout or the 2-star or like just even the clearing the 11s, like any of the 10s that are hitting the 11s and freeing up 11s to dip or have a 3-star attempt on an 11 is valuable and immensely valuable. And so
I think the whole strat. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think the whole strat in general, with the squads and of thinking about how to take apart, like Scotty said, something kind of complicated and making it simple to marching orders in that way. I think what it does too is it helps the clan see like more as a team than just me as an individual. It makes it more team focused. Like, what do we need to do? Not
what do I need to do? Yeah, or what do you need to do?
Yeah.
Well, and I think with the Suicide Squad too, I felt like that. Like it wasn't so much, and you put it really well. It wasn't so much like we were there or just a bunch of individuals, that happen to be on the top 10 of the map on, in this war. But it was like, okay, now as a team, how do we strategize? And people are on at different times. And like ISOL Reap came in, last night and said, hey, I'm going to hit in the morning. And then we just put on Clash Call or, hey, or I saw that. Did you do that, Serb?
No, I didn't do it. He did it.
No, I think he did in his call saying, hey, I want to hit this in the morning. If you want to take it, since my call will be expired, I can DM me and let me know. But we were just able to plan for that. And It
And that's
worked
great.
out great. He pulled out a nice little 3-star against that 11, crushed it,
Yeah.
and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm glad
If
I
he
didn't go
wants-
in there and try to
Yeah,
do
if
it.
If he wants to hold them every war and do that, that'd be fine too.
Yeah, no kidding. And just the knowing of the when. I mean, that was like I think the best point. And it's just to help everybody organize, and make it like a manageable thing for real life, but also when it comes to the really tough wars, to a potluck or to an arranged war, we are in a flow, we're already in the flow, and then it's not something completely different. We're kind of trying to work that in to the everyday.
Right.
Anything else to add on that? No.
No, I think the clan did fantastic this last war. It's like we had a little bit of a nice little uphill battle against a clan that tried to engineer their little lineup a little bit, and
It didn't look pretty to start off with. I mean, they were hitting right out the gate.
Yeah, they were hitting. They were doing extremely well, clearing a lot of bases and things like that. And so we had a nice little uphill battle, but yeah, everyone came together, worked out well, communicated well. It's like clan should be proud.
Cleared everything, and 10 Hall 10 and below, and then 3 Town Hall 11 3-stars, and a 96% out of the 7 Town Hall 11s that were there. So I mean, we ended up with with this new strat, or this new way of organizing the war, actually with more attacks, for the top.
Yeah.
Than the other way.
All the Town Hall 9s had, I think, by the 13-hour mark, all of our attacks were in.
Yeah.
Like that, 13, 14 hours. So that's really helpful.
Impressive.
Yeah. Impressive, and you can plan where the rest of the attacks are going. So.
Wow.
Yeah, 'cause I think that was one of the other things that we were really wanting to try to do, is just the realization of we don't need to have a lot of attacks left at the end of war. As long as we do our jobs and get all of our attacks in and we do the best we can, that's all that matters. And it's up to the other clan to either beat us or see how close they can get. But we don't have to be like, okay, 10 attacks in the last 2 hours. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Like, we
terrible.
can just go ahead and clear everything and put the pressure on them for them to beat us versus us either trying to play catch up or other such things.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of times, I think the worst thing is when we beat ourselves because things didn't go right. It's not like if you go in and you don't get the 3 stars, that's all right. I mean, if you thought about it, if you talked about your attack and it just didn't go right or whatever, that's going to happen. It happens all the time, and that's what you hope for. And so if we can not, I mean, if you just took away everything the other clan did and you couldn't see, how would you play the map to get, you maximize your stars?
Right.
And I think in a lot of times when we weren't getting some of the 9s cleared, or people were reaching a little bit too high, or we just weren't coordinating that way, we end up beating ourselves, because then we're struggling to get a couple stars here and and that's the worst. That's the worst feeling. So I'm hoping that.
Yeah, because no matter what the other side does, I mean, we're only going to get whatever stars we can. So, like you said, if you maximize, you get that. That's what we put on the board. And it's not going to matter. Shouldn't matter what the other side can do. That's what we can do. That's what we can put up, and it's enough for the win or not. That's
right.
You can't manufacture new stars just because you held attacks or waited, or you can do what you can do. So
yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, and if we know for sure we have to clear all the 9s. We know we have to put 2 stars on at least on everything else, and then 3-star some of the 10s. usually to win. I mean, depending on the clan, but I mean, almost every clan now is getting 3 stars on 10s, and
Right. Most of them, at least.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing we're gonna need to work on in L is the bases.
Yeah.
And I'm raising my hand. You can't see it in WBSMT studio right now, but I forgot to change my base before last war, and
But it worked.
It did
Yeah,
work.
they left
You
you
gave
one
them all
star.
sorts of problems.
did I? I didn't even.
Yeah.
I didn't look at
Stayed
the.
one starred.
Yeah, you're only 1 starred.
Oh
Yeah,
shit! I didn't even look at it at the end. I was
they
just
had
kind of.
issues attempting to try to figure out how to funnel on your base, and so
Yeah.
it worked out really well.
You know, you go one war, you have the base, and it's like I saw the first one on it, and it was like a higher percentage, 1 star, and I don't know, I just assumed it was taken care of. I was kind of looking at the other bases that I was going to hit this afternoon. But you have that, and then the next war, somebody comes in and 3 stars you, or like it really, like that one war, the one base I had took 7 attacks, and then Rogi came in and 3 starred it in like 2 seconds.
Right out of the gate.
Yeah, it's just, it's kind of crazy. And maybe it's like them getting stuck in it. And maybe there's so many people on YouTube now, like so many clans are putting their stuff on YouTube. It's like maybe a really good idea would be to if you have a war and they just put it on YouTube, change all the traps.
Yeah.
And let them watch it on YouTube and then go in to try to hit it.
You know what? At a minimum, I think that's perfect. Or just tweaking it or moving, especially like with bowler attacks, because if they think they know where the doubles are and they use their warden ability in the wrong place or something like that, I mean, it's over.
Yeah,
the raid is over.
Defenses win wars. I mean,
yeah,
you eat up a couple attacks, and so and we were kind of talking about it earlier that it's just kind of always got to be on top of it, and changing it up and working on it, and that's what's great for the friendly challenges too. Although I really wish it wasn't a day.
I know.
I
It's
really
so hard
do.
or just maybe like 5% of the base could change, and you could still post it right away. But if you get up to more than a certain amount, maybe you'd have to wait the full day. But if you just wanted to move something like one tile, because now if you just move it like one tile, you can't throw
your
it up.
timer resets and you're done.
Yeah, I mean that's tough, and I understand why the timer's there, but there's no way that the base that you already have built is only going to be one tile off of whatever they throw up on the war map.
Yeah. I still like the idea of no wall change. You don't change the wall, you can move anything else you want in the base.
Yeah, that's a good idea too.
It just, because you want to tweak it and go, hey, okay, hit this. All right, that didn't work. All right, let me try this other thing.
Right.
Or then if you want to get into like all the vicious rumors and speculation, probably within the next month, everything's going to fundamentally change again.
What do you mean?
Well, I saw some of that too.
Yeah,
I didn't see anything.
I guess there was a release, or people are talking about a release of an update coming in mid-September. The word which probably in
ClashCon?
a reference to like a new defense that might be looking for like targeting masses of mid-level troops to maybe try to quell some of the herding attacks, maybe, or something, but who knows. But it sounds like there's going to be another update coming in September.
I wouldn't be surprised if if the Eagle targeted
bowlers or
multi
or herds. Oh, multi, yeah.
Yeah, but I think the Eagle's still going to go for the high HP, but they might make something else that's long range that targets mid HP. I don't know. But it's all right now just vicious rumors and speculation, but something's coming.
ClashCon 2. The Reaping.
Dun, dun, dun.
The reaping, jeez.
Yeah, they haven't announced that, have they? I haven't seen anything.
No.
Thank God. It was almost the death. No. Yeah, I could see Infernos went from in single to multi. I could see that happening. If they did that with the Eagle.
And
targeting
more of like
groups.
a shotgun spread shot versus that
Yeah.
could be interesting.
Of course, at this stage, the rumor mill, you just never know what they're going to really do.
Yeah.
Because also in the rumor mill is that Supercell leadership is talking about the ability to arrange wars, like that people have been asking for. So several people have been tweeting about that and saying that they were in discussions about it. So I'm not sure. You just don't know.
You would think that was coming, but that was a year ago. Or 2 years ago.
Yeah, whenever rumors can start, then everyone's pipe dream comes out as one of the rumors, and
then it ends up people are disappointed and aggravated at the game, and and it was just based on, like you said, somebody's pipe dream instead of reality.
Well, I mean, every time you think you know what's going to happen, there's the bowler.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that was
happy to be here.
It was originally an idea for Royale, and then they trashed it, and then brought it, to Clash,
and then put it in Royale.
Back.
Yeah,
because that bowler, when that came out, I love the things. I love them now. Love them. I use them all the time. Well, now I'm doing minors, but when it came out, it's like, where did that come from? That was like a left field. Never, we could have had troop contests for years
and never come up with that.
Never come up with that idea.
Yeah,
it would be nice.
Somebody had a dream.
If the miners tunneled, if the troops could go in the tunnel, then it would be a true miner.
That would be interesting. If you could send in a couple of miners to make a trail and then
through walls
in there.
Or for every wall the miner went under, it did damage to that wall, like make it structurally unsound because it's no longer has the ground underneath it, and take some of the HP off. That would be kind of cool. But
maybe get away from the mass, and then I don't know. I don't think everybody talks about nerfing the bowlers and nerfing the thing. I don't think that'll ever happen. I think they have to make things to counter it. That's really the only way that they can do it.
I think you're spot on. I think they're going to either add something new or continue to bump other things up, or maybe make preferred targets or do something to help counteract, but not actually nerf.
Even without Supercell doing anything, though, you see things like, I mean, they didn't nerf Valks, right? But there are some bases now that are just difficult to Valk.
Because they put the bowler in.
Yeah, and so now some of them are more anti-bowler, and the setup of the bases are changing, so it makes it more difficult. Even the internet bases that are out there, of stopping certain kinds of attacks are designed to do that. They're less effective.
Yeah.
Just base design in general.
Yeah, you never know, but I did notice they still have a bunch of slots on the Dark Troops.
Yeah.
I do think we'll get a P.E.K.K.A. upgrade. I don't know. You guys talked about that, and I'm like, I bet that'll come, because I think if you play Royale, like in Supercell's release stuff, they talk about play rate.
Yeah.
So, and in how much people are playing them, and they'll give justifications. We still see that it's got a high play rate or whatever, and then they make adjustments based. It seems like based on that. And so I bet you they have the same thing going for Clash.
Well, that's what people were confused about, I think, when the Giant level came out. Giants are used all the time. Why did they bump up a level on Giants and not something, like you said, like the P.E.K.K.A., because... I guess
maybe they were using mostly as CC.
but I
It's like,
think
I don't know if they're trying to like tempt people to say, well, stop using bowlers in your CCs and getting some max giants instead because look at all that like hit points, or I don't know.
well the other part too is that maybe sometimes maybe we're in our own little world because how many go wide plans are out there? Like how many? There are tons of people that are using P.E.K.K.A.s and most of their attacks in war. So maybe it's not an underplayed troop like
we
in
think it
Clash
is.
in general. Yeah. Maybe it's only in like the war community.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
Their stats might show that it's being used a lot.
Well, and I bet they have a really good statistic. I mean, you think about what you could learn if you just knew frequency of CC troops,
Yeah.
like what had passed through the CC. I mean, if it's giants, if it's bowlers, if it's, you could probably learn a lot about how people play the game, especially if it's in war.
True.
They give you a lot more punch. We're getting a little bit late here, and I know we should probably wrap up. Anything else you guys want to talk about before I'm looking down my list here.
And you want to talk about moving between the L clans and
Yep.
yeah.
Well, okay. It's been a really great month, I think, maybe now. We've been doing these potlucks and range war and moving between the different L clans, and I think and I've been having a really, really good time with that, having people visit and kind of moving around, and I think it kind of goes back to what we talked about a little bit earlier. It's, I think sometimes, and I'll just kind of put it straightforward. Sometimes it can be intimidating to come to L, and see, I don't, having been there forever, I hope it, doesn't feel like that, but I know, like, if you're listening to the podcast and you want to come by and in war, and if you use the password LTrain, and your heroes aren't too low, I mean, we'll usually just invite you in, and then like the one day somebody stopped in and I'm like, look, your heroes are just too low. And I've said it before and I'll keep saying it. And it's not because of us necessarily. I mean, it's great if you have really high heroes for us, like as a 9,
it's
for
like
example.
We want to make sure all of our members have a good experience. And if you're always like the underdog or professional scout or never going to have a base to hit, a lot of people won't enjoy that for their main account. And we want to make sure that people have a good experience within the family. So it's like, if we find out that there's a better fit, or if you're more right sized for somewhere else, we'll say it. Or if you're aggressively working on your heroes, there's other places that within the family that don't mind heroes being down and things like that. And so
and and if Rob, for example, he said, look, I'm not going to have time in the next couple of weeks, should I move somewhere else, stay in L? And I said, just stay in L until we need room, and then we'll send you somewhere else. If you're not going to war, we'll say, hey, there's space over here, you can go over there. When somebody stopped in and their heroes were lower, and this is like with Britney Spears, my mini account, she's got a level 6 queen and a level 10 king, and any of the wars that Britney gets put in, I mean, it's basically impossible odds. I mean, I did do a 3-star, but that was on the last person on the map, and it was like, you're going to end up being, unless our map changes a little bit at this point, but you're just going to be, you're not going to have nearly as much fun. It's not going to be like realistic, and that's just because we're really heavy up top. So my thing is to say, don't be intimidated to stop by. We're a very friendly group of people. And really what we're looking for is people who want to have a good time, who we want to win, but we want to have people first and make sure that, when people that you're not an asshole, and the win is always what we're going for, but it's really about the team. And when the team works together, you can do some pretty great things in possible odds.
Putting forth effort.
Yeah, putting forth effort.
Yeah.
And it can be in a lot of different forms. We had somebody stop by and was questioning the third party apps like the GroupMe and the Clash Caller for calling, and I think what the squad idea does is it slims down what you have to check on GroupMe, and it doesn't have to be such an intensive process with 50 chats. It just makes it easy to say, hey, I can attack this time, do whatever. That's what we're looking for, just people who want to war, who want to be be part of a team and are want to have fun and be part of the community. So, and that being said, there in the past there's been some issues, I guess you could say, like when people in the family have visited L, and those days are long gone, and so I really hope, like, anybody in the L family, L2 and L Reloaded, feels really comfortable about coming over and warring with L, and having a good time, because that's what we're really about. And I'm sorry that any of that, if it ever got away from that. And really the spirit is, when people come in, a lot of times they ask, well, where's your feeder clan and whatever. We don't have feeder clans. We have a family of clans, and that's House of L, L Reloaded, L2, and L Relax, but that's mostly where people go to put their heroes down. Am I wrong on that?
No, they'll farm with
That's
heroes
right.
down, and
They war. It's still that.
Yeah.
It's hard to know sometimes, because when clans, even if you do something like that, usually it can kind of take
the
off.
game's always changing, clans always evolve, so you never know when that day will change. But
Yeah, 2 months from now, they might not want you to have your heroes down there.
But yes,
Yeah.
I have been talked to. I will now wear a robe around the House of L, so no worries there.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we really don't bite. I mean, it's really like, if you listen to the podcast, and these are the guys I talk to every day, and so if you really want to come be part of the community, do these potluck wars and interrange wars, and interrange wars in the past have been tense sometimes, but that's not what we want to do. I mean, we want it to be a fun, great experience for everybody and have a really good time. And that's, these potlucks that we've been doing, I had to tell you, those are the funnest wars I've had by far. I mean, I think, people moving around in the family, coming over, warring, and it's all based on town hall level. And so we're not looking at like heroes necessarily or anything like that. And so it's great. I mean, it's great to have everybody over, and I hope that if you come to L in the House of L, or if you join House of L2, or L Reloaded, and I don't talk about L Reloaded that much because they're always full. So, but great war clans. Both of them are great war clans. And so, if you want to come be part of the family, you can come to any of the clans and use the password LTrain or Fitz. And if you're already in the family, or if you're going to be in the family, please know that we're not feeder clans. Just House of L is what you've heard a lot about. And so
big group of
friends,
people.
meet people.
Yeah.
You just can only fit so many people in one spot.
Yeah, and if like for the wars, we always like arrange wars. We really hope people opt in or not feel like it's this ordeal or whatever. But if you're coming to one of the other clans, you're also able to opt into all the arranged wars, because if you're in the arranged wars, we're looking for base weight, so it's not the potluck, but the range wars. And so we ask everybody in all the clans if they want to participate, opt in, and then we pick from there based on the base weight of the people that we're matching. So, but it's something that kind of been bothering me just a little bit, because I want to just make sure everybody knows that, and that this family atmosphere, which I think is just the best part of the game for sure.
Yeah, like we all get comfortable in our homes and like to stay where we're comfortable and whatnot, but it's nice to always go out on a little vacation or say hi to new people or say hi to all the brothers and sisters in the family. And so
maybe you're looking to come over for just a war. Come over for just a war. I mean,
or a boost session, whatever.
I love it at night lately, because some of the L Reloaded people or some people from L2 will come over to get troops, or because we got a night crew going, and it's usually pretty busy. So I've been having a blast with that for sure. And
yeah, it's just always nice to be able to touch base with people you haven't been able to see for a little while, or you've met a while back and
or word with, and
well, plus not only that, but also the different perspectives that you get on the game from different people.
Oh yeah,
warring with them and saying, well, this is how I normally approach a base, or things that maybe you've not seen before, and even it may not come from necessarily a really high level player, but somebody who's found something that works, or
well, it's like hell. I've been hearing all sorts of good things about a few people to be able to teach me some more refinement of my air game over
no kidding,
and other places. Going, okay, yep, I need to go get schooled for a little bit.
Yeah,
my air game has suffered outside of certain attacks since I've left being a 9. So and 11 is very not forgiving.
I think I haven't really been doing air for about a year and a half. When I first got to champ, I think that's when I stopped. So, I mean, come on by.
Yeah, it's on my to-do list.
Yeah, come with the air. Come on. Stop by in war and teach it. That's what's great too, is, like you have Rogi come over, and I keep bringing him up because I really learned a lot about pathing from him. That's really still impacting me. But I mean, he's over there in L Reload, and he comes over and teaches you something. And every time, I think we kind of get a little insulated into our own attacks. We're all kind of running this, or seeing these things on the friendly challenges and trying stuff, and it's like you get some new blood in the mix. It's like, oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it changes your perspective on the bases and how you plan for them.
Yeah.
Was it Locky? I mean, Loch Ness.
Loch Ness.
Not Sasquatch Loch Ness, but
another elusive creature.
Yeah, and she came over, and she had a 6-pack in the last war. So a ground attack and an air attack. One
beast
on
mode.
Yeah,
that was beast mode.
One on a 9.5. So, yeah.
Well, I think I have everything on my list. Got to base building. Let's see. Shout outs, guys, or anything else you want to mention. Let's start out shout outs then. Bama.
Yeah, I guess I'll shout out the person that brought me to L. This is my first podcast, so this is the first time I get to shout out. So, shout out Dirty Pirate. Brought me to L.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yep, he's currently in beer goggles. So, but he brought me to L, and about a year ago this month actually. So I'll shout him out, and also my fellow squad leader, Murigen, however you say it, aka Marge, is how I say it.
The one, the only.
Yeah, I'll shout out her also for pushing with me. She's also Titan 2, I believe, or 2 or 3.
Yeah, you guys are neck and neck.
Kept me going. I kind of pulled away from her here lately, So,
But it was
I
cool
don't
to
know if
watch. You
yeah,
guys
it was
like
fun. We were back and
going
forth.
after your trophies. You beat me, so I was neck and neck with you guys too for a little bit.
Yeah, it was fun. She kept me going, so
Other shoutouts?
appreciate it for me.
Serb?
I'll just say the the 10s and 11s, especially in this last war with the new squad and all. I mean, people basically taking one for the team and saying, "Hey, I'll drop and hit that, or I'll sacrifice this, that, and take this base," and just being team players.
It was great. It was great. It's fun. It's fun to see what we can accomplish.
Yeah.
SE?
Yeah, along the same lines. Just because it's simpler, it's just the squad. So odds, evens, or how I like to refer to them as the shirts and skins, and as well as the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, you guys need names, Bama. I told you that before. You need names.
Yeah, I'll think of something.
Yeah,
Because
well,
A and B
we
doesn't
code
work.
names.
Yeah.
Well, I named it Squad X first because I was like, ooh, that kind of sounds cool. And then Serb said, oh, the Suicide Squad. 2 seconds later, I changed the picture in the group me chat to Suicide Squad.
Is what it was.
Yeah, Google Images. That's where I was.
But yeah, it's like just another shout out to like all the different podcasts out there. I know it takes time, effort, other such things, but it's great to be able to hear everyone's different perspectives. And then also I'll just give a shout out to like the One Hive Gazette YouTube channel. I know they have a bunch of things on different base buildings, some different tactics at different levels. And so I just know that they've had some stuff recently that helped out some of the people throughout different clans and things like that. So
what's it called?
One Hive Gazette.
And if you don't know how to spell Gazette, you can YouTube it, or you can Google it. Because I'm not going to spell. I don't know how to. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, just
I'm
ask
looking
the
at it
internet.
and I can spell it, but
Yeah.
Ask the
only
internet.
because I'm looking at it. But
Yeah.
it's out there. They have some good things and informative videos here and there. It's been helpful.
Very nice. Any other shoutouts? Well, I'm gonna leave.
I got one more.
Oh,
I have
good.
to shout out the ISOL Reap. He cleaned up my mess on number 1 this last war, so I have to give him props for taking my disastrous, 1-star fail off of that thing. So
It wasn't that. I thought it was.
I was hoping for more, and I completely, just crapped the bed and just fumbled.
Well, it's not
horribly.
often. I mean, you don't usually hit number 1, right? I mean, you're usually.
Well, it's wherever I'm needed or other such things, but based off of timing this last war, I'm like, all right, I'll just go ahead and do that. And I completely screwed up my plan. And so my attack got wasted there. And I was just glad that he was able to come through and clean up that mess.
Well, and just to make you feel better, I had to do my attack. So.
No, we all do what we need to do, and we all sometimes it works out well, and sometimes it doesn't, and that's what keeps us on our toes.
Yeah.
Basically, we all had to wash our sheets.
Yeah, laundry is inevitable.
Laundry is inevitable. You know what? There's a lot of people I want to shout out this week. But every time I get to the shout outs, they start to go away because I'm going, okay, all week long. I'm like, yeah, there's so many people in L, like this happened, this happened, this happened. I'm talking with Dad and, on GM and things like that. So I'll shout out Dad. I'll shout out all of L. But the biggest shout out is to the co-leaders of L. Thank you guys very much. You guys do a lot for the clan, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on, but like behind the scenes and the coordinating and even just like our strategy, working through to come up with a war strategy. Even just the first iteration of it, like it takes a lot of work, and you don't see it, but squad leaders, and people getting on TS, and thank you guys so much for everything you do. For House of L, because you really make it the team, and just thank you. I mean, it's a thankless job, but it makes all the difference, and I very, very much appreciate it. So to you co-leaders here and to the rest of the co-leaders in the House of L, thank you very much. You guys are amazing, and I very much appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Scotty. Yeah, just holding down the fort, man.
No, that's your guys' job.
Yeah, I'll just but starting the train, having the family and other such things. That was a great place to be, and it's a great family to be a part of. So,
great family because of the great people that make it up. So I invite anybody to stop by House of L 2, and L Reloaded. I'm not going to say. Please, L Relax. Don't. I'm not sending anybody your way because I know that it's non-worry. They're relaxed. So really I don't want anybody to get the wrong message. But if that changes, I will definitely let everybody know about that.
And I'll put the caveat out there that, if it's a tough war, tight war just started, things like that, if you don't get in the first time, try again, because sometimes the timing's just off.
Yeah, you got to use the password too. I mean, and I feel like sometimes, because you just never know if it's a global or whatever, or spies, and spies still exist. The Phantom is everywhere.
They sure do.
So yes, so stop by. You can always come for a war, even if you don't want to leave your home clan or whatnot. So yeah, it's been a great. I think the strategy is gonna keep it. Now, we wanted to share it. I wanted to share it especially because I think it takes a lot of work and a lot of planning, and I think it's situations that a lot of people run into in clans, and I think it's evolving. And I bet next time we talk, it's going to be changed a little bit, based on whatever we run up against and what we learn from it. So, any last thoughts? Well, with that, get a hold of us. Well, at WBSMT Radio on Twitter for updates on things coming out. Like that's where I post podcast notifications and things like that. Get a hold of us, clashclanspodcast@gmail.com. I've been really slacking on the email lately, but I'm trying to get podcasts out, and you can see all the war stuff we've been. A lot of planning. Bama?
Yep.
Where do we follow you?
I am at Bama Jarhead. I'll post the results and the matches of the war, and I'll tag WBSMT Studios. So,
is it Bama Jarhead? Is there no underscore or anything like that?
There is an underscore. Bama _Jarhead.
See, there you go. Good thing I said that, because the other Bama Jarhead would have been in real trouble when he had all these Clash nerds following him.
Yeah, if you just go to the WBSMT Twitter, you'll see my tags on there. So,
all right. Anybody else?
You can find me in the House of L.
Yeah, that's where I spend most of the time. So, so if I don't do Twitter and that stuff so much, it's because that's where we're spending our time. I do want to do a shout out really quick to House of L in Royale. We do have a House of L. We have a House of L 2 and Reloaded. They're kind of doing their own things over there. But if you do want to stop by House of L and very active in Clash Royale, you can get in there the same with the password LTrain or Fitz. There's a couple spaces left, but must be active in tournaments and pretty active clan. So I always keep forgetting to get that. And the co-leaders over there, Brit, UK, Leroy, SE. I don't know if you saw that, but I made you co-leader. I was going to ask you first, but I didn't. But I didn't, because we all know how that goes down in Groovy.
Yeah, well, the power will just go to my head.
Yeah. Posted in the wrong chat.
So I'll have my maniacal laughter a little bit later.
And there's people I forgot over there, but it's pretty fun. So we do tournaments here and there, but if you're looking for that, I just want to kind of put that out there in case you're looking around. I know people who aren't in the House of L do come over there. It's pretty fun. So, well, keep it clashy, everybody. It's been a big episode.
Keep it clashy.
Keep it clashy.
Yep.
Skilly beep beep.